Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about a bull elk of a lifetime stepping out in front of my stand and no bull tag. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let us know what you think. All right, we're going to dive into this. All right, man, I went hunting this weekend with my father-in-law, and I set up a tree stand in some thick willows down by the river. And it's day one. I'm sitting in my tree stand. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I get there about, an hour and a half early. It's public land, so we want to get in there a little early. My father-in-law, he sets up more in the open, and I set up deeper because I'm whitetail hunting. So I'm setting up deeper into the willows, the thicker stuff. And there's some big scrapes and rubs where I'm at. And it gets shooting hours. 18 minutes into this, I see some people on the other side, some 410 guys coming off of this big hill, and I'm like, they must see some elk over there. They just went up this giant hill. What are they doing running down this giant hill? So I'm watching up there, and they get down to the bottom. It must have been like a half mile down this hill. They get down to the bottom, and all of a sudden I hear crashing across the river. And they're swimming and they're crossing. I could see some cow elk behind me, and I hear 3 elk coming. Right there, boom, they crash right in. And I'll be honest with you guys, I learned a lesson here. Here comes a 5x5, right? Nice looking elk. And then here comes a 6x6. And I'll be honest with you, if it was bow season or something, rifle, whatever, if I had a tag, I probably would have shot that 6x6. I'll be honest with you. Here comes the granddaddy. The big monster elk. Oh my God. A big 7x6, 7x8, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. One of the points were kind of short, but it steps out right in front of me. I don't have my GoPro on. My GoPro's in my pocket. I'm like, shit. I reach down. It's like 20 yards. This bull of a lifetime's 20 yards in front of me. I reach down in my pocket and I pull out my GoPro and then just start recording. This is like the tail end of it. I wish I had all the footage. And you can just see this beautiful giant elk 20 yards in front of me. And it just starts walking into the brush. And there was another hunter that set up, I don't know if he was in a tree stand or ground hunting, but he was in between me and my father-in-law. And we got there first. He just came in between. I don't know if he was, this is during rifle season, mind you. And I don't know if he was bow hunting and saw this elk, so he knew exactly where he wanted to set up. But the elk, this giant elk, this once in a lifetime elk, walks out. I'm like, he's going right to that hunter. 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by. I hear a shot. I'm like, oh, dude. He shot that giant elk, I bet. And I was thinking, man, if he shot the 5x5 or 6x6, he's going to be so disappointed if he sees that monster come out behind. But, man, I waited for like a couple hours. And, man, I mean, just think about that for a second. A bull of a lifetime steps out in front of my stand 20 yards, and I have no tag. Beautiful elk. Like the most beautiful elk I have ever seen. And the key lesson here is be patient. If I would have just rushed it, think about it. I would have shot that 6x6. be patient. If you can wait and they're just in front of you, see what else is coming. But long story short, I wait a couple hours and it's like 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30. It's almost noon. I go to my father-in-law stand and I'm like, Tom, I think that guy just shot like a 7x7 elk. It was huge. And I'm like, we gotta go look at that thing. You know, I mean, it walks right by my stand, like a bull of a lifetime. I got footage of this thing. Like, I gotta go see this thing. So we walk deep over there. There they are, you know, skinning this thing. And they were nice people. We walked around this elk, and it was beautiful, man. It was actually bigger than I thought, like in person. It was way bigger than I thought. I was happy for the guy. I'll be honest, I was totally happy for the guy, man. I mean, good for him, dude. I said, man, that's a bull of a lifetime to him. It's like, I mean, he was so lucky. It turns out we talked to another hunter, like down the road. He said that they bumped it early that morning at crack of light. And then it must have ran like half a mile to these like 410 guys. And then they like bumped it. And then it came to my stand. I don't know if I bumped it or not. They got like sent to me or something. But he walked from me and then kind of was going back the way he came. And then that hunter was just in the perfect spot, man. But this bull was like hiding in the thicks. Think about that. Like, he wasn't in the hills. I mean, he may have went in the hills, but he was down there in those thicks hiding. It's just, yeah, it's just unbelievable, man. And, you know, the end of the day, what I've learned with big bulls, if you want a truly big bull, you have to be patient. And, you know, hopefully you have time. If you like have to work and you only have 3 days and or 6 days or a week and you're on vacation, you know, I guess do whatever, you know, I don't know. You could be a meat hunter, you know, fuck, people don't give a fuck about the horns. Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't matter if you're a meat hunter, a horn hunter, it doesn't matter. I'm both. I like to get a mature animal because I don't like to be done, man. I like hunting. I don't like to be done. But with elk, I'm kind of a meat hunter, I'll be honest with you. But it just shows you that if you're patient and if you wait and you pass up these 5x5s and these 6x6, something truly special can walk out. Like calls, like the bugle. The bugle's all right. I mean, spikes, satellite bulls, I would say like 6x6s. But you know, a herd bull, this, you might as well throw the bugle away, at least on public land, educated bulls. It's just those cows, man. Those cows are so smart, especially during the rut. It ain't gonna work. You just need to set up somewhere and ambush if you want a giant bull, a herd bull. Maybe early season before they got their cows, maybe a bugle will work if you get if you get in their bubble like 100, 200 yards or something like that. I know elk, they have like sonar. You move 100 feet forward, they'll move sometimes 100 feet back if they're timid. Or if you move 50 yards to the right, they'll move 50 yards to the right. They'll kind of mirror you. That's why a lot of guys will have somebody set up and they'll start walking backwards like 200 yards and making calls because it'll pull the elk in. That works really good. But for a true monster elk like the one in this video that I'm going to show you guys, I mean, you almost have to ambush an elk like that. They're smart, man. They get looked at all year round. They get hunted hard. I mean, they're scared of their own shadow. I mean, in the cows, think about it. Some of them cows are like 8 or 9 years old. They've been through the ringer, man. So to kill a herd bull on public land sometimes is extremely hard. But the hardest part, in my opinion, is passing up on the smaller bulls. I think you're just never going to get a monster elk unless you pass up on the smaller bulls. That would be my number one tip for getting a giant elk. But this podcast is mainly to, let everybody know that, man, you can get a 360 inch to 400 inch bull. It can happen if you're patient and if you have time and if you just believe it can happen. Even where you least expect it. Someone says, oh, there isn't no big bulls around. It can happen. That's a big, huge landscape out there. But like I said, maybe tree stand, hunt them, or ambush them. Catch them coming from private on the state, cutting a corner to get to food or something. No, that's about the only way. Maybe scout a week before season if you can. If you're lucky enough to have time off. I understand if you don't. A lot of people do not have time off. Some people are just meat hunters. That's fine. But even if you're meat hunting, you can apply all this to meat hunting and be a very successful hunter and get an elk every year. Every year. If you don't hear bugling like the night before at your camp, you probably do not want to bugle the next day. Now, if they're bugling like crazy all night while you're camping the night before, like opening day or something, if they're bugling like crazy, or early morning when you get deep in there where you're going, if you hear them bugling like crazy, then you might want to consider bugling. But like I said, you might never get that herd bull ever. He ain't gonna come to you. He's got his cows, and cows do not like the sound of other cows. They're like, who's that? Who's that chick? She's trying to get like my elk. No way. That's never gonna work. So my number one tip, all in all, is just ambush, man, and be patient. Be absolutely patient and ambush. I could have had a bull of a lifetime, guys. 400 inch bull, 360 inch, somewhere in there.